Creepy priest in the basement. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm 15 years old and I survived something terrible. What I'm about to share with you happened only a month ago, but it feels like it was yesterday. Every time I close my eyes, I can still hear his voice. Soft, kind, like he really cared. Father Matthews always seemed to watch me, even when I wasn't looking. It started with compliments, small things. A smile after mass, a gentle touch on my shoulder, his hand lingering too long. At first, I didn't think much of it. He was a priest after all. We were supposed to trust them, right? But then he started to single me out. Every Sunday, he'd find a reason to talk to me alone. "You're special, Sarah," he'd say. "God has big plans for you." It gave me chills. The way he'd say it, his eyes always searching me, as if he saw something no one else could. I began avoiding him, finding excuses not to go to church, but he always seemed to find me. One evening after choir practice, I was walking home when his car pulled up beside me. He asked if I needed a ride. I said no, but he insisted. I remember feeling trapped, my heart pounding, but I didn't know what to say. He was the priest. What would people think if I accused him? So I got in the car. He didn't drive me home. Instead, he took me to the church. He said he needed to talk to me, that it was important for my spiritual growth. Ugh, my skin crawled, but I stayed silent. When we got there, he locked the door behind us. I felt the weight of that sound, like the world was closing in on me. "God wants you to be pure, Sarah," he said. His voice was soft, but there was something dark behind it. He came closer, his breath on my neck. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. He touched my hair, my face. That's when I ran. I don't know how I did it, but I ran. I ran out of the church, ran down the street, and didn't stop until I got home. My parents didn't believe me at first. They said I was overreacting and that Father Matthews was a good man. But I knew. I knew what he was. I told them everything. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, but I couldn't let him do this to anyone else. The police arrested him a week later, and what they found, it still haunts me. They discovered a basement under the church. Chains, blood, girls my age. Some of them, they didn't survive. And what he did to them, I don't even want to think about it. I was one of the lucky ones. But I can't stop wondering, what if I hadn't run? What if I'd stayed like those other girls? What if no one ever found them? Father Matthews wore a cross around his neck, but he was no man of God. And I'll never forget the look on his face when they took him away. Like he didn't understand why he was being arrested. The end.
Thank you for listening today. Stay safe out there.
Join us
In the next video.
and don't get too spooked.